Greetings of the day. I'm Professor Sumathi, Department of English, UG, Kristu Jayanti College, Bangalore. In today's lecture, we're going to be looking at question tags. Now, you might have studied question tags in your school, grammar, and might use it freely in your everyday English speech. But what are the rules of the correct usage of question tags? What are the exceptions to these rules? In today's lecture, we're going to be looking at a small definition of question tags. We're also going to be looking at some activities which would practice and perfect the use of question tags in your everyday language. Let's begin with a little introduction. Question tags, you would see, are at the end of an interrogative sentence. Usually, a question tag is asked in order to reconfirm an already existing statement, which might be still in doubt. Take, for instance, every teacher who confirms your attention in class. You all understood, didn't you? She would ask. What is that little question at the end is called as a question tag. It asks and ensures that the listener is following, and it encourages a sort of a reply from that listener as well. Look at these examples. Am I? Don't you? Will you? Is it? Were they? Isn't it? And we have all come across and used them extensively. When do we use question tags? Like we said before, it is in order to encourage a reply from the person who you are speaking to. We use question tags at the end of a statement, an interrogative statement, in order to ask for a confirmation. Look at this sentence, for example. You are a technician, aren't you? There is an element of doubt here which you want to double confirm, aren't you? You are not a technician, are you? What difference do you see in these two sentences? Yes, this is the rule that we need to remember when we look at the correct usage of question tags. The rule is a positive statement leads to a negative question tag. A negative statement, however, leads to a positive question tag. This here is the structure of a question tag. I will repeat that again. A positive statement such as, you are a technician, positive sentence, leads to a negative question tag, aren't you? Which is otherwise, are you not? In the second structure, a negative statement, that is, you are not a technician, leads to a positive question tag, are you? Let us look at some more instances. So here, the main clause, which is your first sentence, has a verb in it. Recognize that verb and use the same verb in your question tag, such as this example. It is cold, isn't it? Look at how a positive is has been in the question tag changed to a negative of the same auxiliary verb. All right. You have watched the movie, haven't you? Have is the auxiliary verb, and we use the same in the question tag as a negative sentence, haven't you? They didn't go, did they? But English, you know, is full of exceptions. What if there is no auxiliary verb in the simple present tense? What do we do then? The sentence here says, you play the guitar, don't you? Right? Where did the don't you come from? What the question is hidden is, do you play the guitar? So the do form, depending on the tense, simple past or simple present, is a question in the do form. So we use the do form in the question tag as well. Look at this question. Alison, likes tennis, doesn't she? Can you guess what the do form here is? Does Alison like tennis? Right? Alison likes tennis, doesn't she? They rarely eat in restaurants, do they? Do they rarely eat in restaurants? Don't they eat in restaurants? Do they? They went to the cinema, didn't they? So when there is no auxiliary verb, take the do form and maintain the correct tense. Now, there are a few more examples which are an exemption to the rule that we studied in the first slide. Look at this sentence. I am attractive, aren't I? Positive imperative, wherein there is no sentence, but it's usually a command. For instance, stop dreaming, stop daydreaming, will you or won't you? Both are correct. Negative imperative, don't stop singing, will you? Right? So these are not complete sentences. These are statements, or these could be commands, for instance, or phrases. And how do we add question tags to them? Let's go to the beach, shall we? Right? So the full question would have been, won't we go to the beach maybe? Or something like that. And then shall we succeeds as the question tag. There is or there aren't any spiders in the room, are there? Right? There is no hole in this shirt, is there? This or that is. This is Paul's pen, isn't it? Another rule that we must keep in mind in question tag is to maintain the tense. Whatever tense the main clause is in, please ensure that the tag remains in the same tense. For instance, if you have used the present simple tense is, maintain it in the question tag as in the first example. She is American, isn't she? While we use a past perfect tense, as in the example, you had had lunch, hadn't you? Please maintain the same past perfect tense, had, right? Such are the examples of past continuous, past simple, present simple, and present perfect as well. Here are some more examples. These are some of the exercises which you might find helpful. Please practice them at your own time and use question tags in your everyday conversation. Thank you and keep practicing.